Now, there we go. We're live. Joined by Paul
Way.
Roseberry, Irish Jesus, and Tom over there in the corner. There's two of them. He's that brilliant. So yeah, we're in the middle of a story there. I had to cut Paul off. So I mean, let's go straight from it.
So we were talking about how my last name sounds Jewish if you mispronounce it, and it always does. Roseberry becomes Rosenberg, Rosenberger, whatever. Even just Rosenberry sounds Jewish, but I'm not. But my girlfriend is Jewish, so it was kind of funny. If we have kids, then the kids will be Jewish with a Jewish last name, but totally by accident. Then Jer asked me. He said, "Is that why she picked you? Is that why she liked you because you had a Jewish last name?" And I explained to him, this is crazy. My girlfriend I met when she was 25. I informed her that she's Jewish.
That's how does that even happen? Like,
dude, check this out. This is crazy.
Doesn't believe
shit.
in Jesus over here.
Dude, I know. She was raised Catholic, so she was with you, JC. She was with you.
Oh, right. That's crazy. So why did her mom or dad not tell her, or what? How did that work?
Here's the thing. So we're on the subway in New York City. We lived in New York City when we met, and we're going, of all places, we're going to see her mother, and I'm going to meet the mom for the first time. We're going to have lunch. This is a big day. This is meeting the in-law. So on the way, we're just making small talk on the train, and there's kind of a full train. I comment, "Hey, did you know those women over there are wearing wigs?" She goes, "Which women? How do you know?" I said, "The women with the long skirts down to their ankles. When you see the long black skirts, those are Orthodox Jews. And the women, some of them even shave their hair to wear the wig because they only show their hair to their husbands."
No way.
Yeah, Orthodox Jews. And I can tell you more and more about them. She goes, "That's crazy. How do you know that?" I said, "I've lived in New York a while. I know a lot about Jews. There's a lot of Jews here. You just pick stuff up." She goes, "That's wild." She goes, "Yeah, my grandmother's Jewish."
She says.
That's what she says. And I said, "What?" And she goes, yeah, my grandmother and my aunt." I go, "Which grandmother? Sharon?" And she goes, "Yeah, Sharon." I said, "Your mom's mom and your mom's sister are Jewish?" She goes, "Yeah." I said, "Honey, you're a fucking Jew."
Oh my god.
"What?" She's like, "No, I'm not. I'm Catholic." I go, "You can say whatever you want. If your mother's Jewish and your mother's I said, no, if your mother's Jewish, then your mother is Jewish and you're Jewish. You are a Jewish woman." She goes, "Get the hell out of here. What are you talking?" I said, "That's how it works." She goes, "Are you serious? We have to ask my mom when we get to lunch." I said, "Oh, no. If your mother has raised you for 25 years without mentioning to you that you're Jewish, I don't think the first time I meet her is a great time for me to blow the lid off this whole covert Jewish secret in your family." She goes, "No, you have to." Yeah. And of course, even though I said, "Look, let me get to know your mom. Let me make an impression. We'll bring that up later." No, she brought it up right at lunch.
Really? No.
First meeting.
First meeting, dude. Just throws a grenade in the hole and just leaves me holding it. And I'm like, "Yeah." So she's like, "Yeah, so Paul, Mom, Paul wants to tell you something." And I'm like, "No, I don't. I don't even know which. I'm having a great time. The lunch is delicious. Thank you." She goes, No. Paul said on the way here that you're Jewish and so am I. And that's what he thinks." She looked at me.
What'd she say?
She was so pissed. She's like, "No, we're not. We're Catholic." I go, "Well, you can be from the United States, born, and then you move to Ireland. You're not Irish. You're American living in Ireland. You can even become an Irish citizen. You're still American. That's how that works, And she's like, "Well, no, we're Catholic." I said, "Look," I said, "I think it's fantastic." I said, if things go so far that we end up having kids one day, they'll know a ton about real estate and they'll be great with money and the food will be so good. I think this is a great thing. And she wasn't like embarrassed or angry. I don't mean to paint it that way. It's just, I don't know, like her family just went a different way. I think the politics of the family, it wasn't about the Jew stuff. It was just, but I mean,
that's crazy.
What a way to kick it off.
I think, And what is
fucking
the story
terrible,
with
man.
Jewish? Like, what is it? Just different religion, but like, is it like if you're Jewish, is it kind of a race type of thing as well?
I
Nearly
think
like,
so.
yeah.
Yeah, essentially. Yeah. In fact, they might argue the chosen race, which is good.
Oh, right.
Which is
yeah.
good. Which is good. The one that.
That's crazy.
That's
right? I
some
never knew
dodgy
that.
territory right there.
Oh my God! But yeah, I know.
That's-
We gotta get
that's-
this right
yeah.
back on the tracks. We got a ways.
I was hoping to save that for like when. Yeah. Save that for 20 minutes. That's the point. Yeah,
Man.
we go the deep end.
No,
down.
but all is good, and we enjoy. And actually, what's funny now is that the mother is a funny woman, and she knows I'm a comedian. So when we, yeah, of course, no, definitely, yeah, you can. But that's what I'm saying. You would still be Jewish blood. I see on Manuel there.
Oh, right.
But yeah, so we joke that like I actually call her with a heavy Jewish accent. I call her up as Saul, and I talk to her like this. I tell her, "Oh, I've just been schwitzing over this news. I don't know how to. I'm afraid to go outside." And she goes, and then she always changes the name. I forget what she calls him, but she's like, "Oh, it's okay. Oh, I'll bring you some matzo ball soup, Morty." And we have the crowd.
At least you can have a laugh over it. That's fun.
Oh, it's bonded us. It's bonded us.
Dude.
Time, it's a mitzvah.
I'm schwitzing over here. What the fuck does that even mean?
Fucking hell.
Never heard that
Context
before.
clues, there's probably no genuine definition other than what it sounded like. It's
Yeah.
Fucking, I love
God.
talking to Paul, man. You pick up a whole new fucking vocabulary every time I talk to you, man. Seriously, I'm gonna go around talking to people and be like, "Oh man, I'm schwitzing myself over here,"
Yes. It'd be a Jewish uprising in Ireland.
Yeah.
Are you Jewish?
I
I'm
actually-
awfully Jewish.
Awfully Jewish podcast.
I've never met a Jewish person until I did this show. We're talking to one of the lads who's in Call of Duty. You were on the show, James, and like his manager or like his former manager was there at the time, his co-host,
Oh Christ.
and it's Darwin. He's like a really far right guy. Like people say that, and then like it means like a center guy normally. No,
Yeah.
no, but he revealed he was Jewish and he was Armenian. So we had a conversation about Turkey that I'd never ever
Armenian
speak about
Jew.
publicly.
Oh,
geez.
Yeah. Yeah. He's not a fan.
I'm gonna go back
say
to
the
that
least.
episode.
No, it was off air. It's off air. Thank God.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
We don't let him back on a podcast, man. We had him on once, never fucking again. That guy's like a lawsuit ready to be happening, He's
No, he
Wow.
was great because he was drunk. We're supposed to have
I-
himself and James on, and then we delayed it an hour, so they would drank for the full hour.
No.
They got Brock Guinness, and it was frozen Guinness. So exactly, it was basically slushy at this point. And they're drinking this, and because I guess it's colder, you're not going to notice as much. But they went through the whole thing, and they were pissed from the get go. Like
Oh, Jesus.
we did an hour, and at the time we were beginners, so we're kind of trying to keep kind of some way professional, if that's even applicable. And now it evolved into chaos, so we just ended it.
Wow.
Yeah,
Like, was it getting rowdy? Like,
Well,
you've done a few
you
drug
know-
streams. You know how they get.
oh
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
The guitar man, they were fucking terrible. Jesus Christ.
You ask him a question, the guitar gets going. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
geez.
oh Jesus. Yeah. Yeah.
So where are you from again, Paul? Where are you from now in America?
Yeah, so I'm from New Hampshire originally. It's like just north of Boston.
Boston.
But yeah, I live in LA right now, Los Angeles. And yeah, we have plenty of Armenians out here, and they definitely have opinions on the Turkish. That's you can get that on every street corner if you ask. But
No, I've seen the opposite. I've seen a guy from New York, and he is Turkish, and he doesn't have a lot of nice things to say either.
I'm sure. I mean, I feel non-worldly for not knowing more about that, but it just sounds like such a landmine to, oh my God. It's some heated stuff.
I don't keep prejudices toward countries because the people are just the people, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like everyone wants
North
to
Korea.
talk smack.
Ah.
Well, no, still, of course.
Yeah.
That's actually the best example because those people don't even want to be there.
Oh yeah.
That's one guy wants everyone
Yeah.
to be there.
You see, he lost a
One
shit ton of
guy.
weight.
Isn't it sick? We're like, he's the only guy where we're like, well, hopefully he's gonna die. You know, like, hopefully.
And like if he dies, is it just like one of his family that comes in, or is it a
His
newly
sister.
appointed?
Yes.
His sister becomes the next general cadaver. I don't know, man. But
And
yeah,
I
she-
didn't realize it was like that. So like,
yeah.
that's crazy.
She sounds like a serious, like, could we say that like a Korean Karen would be a Kwan? Could we say
I don't know where you can go with that. But she should be like the first like female leader they have.
And she's not friendly.
Oh,
She's not like
She-
the
people
maternal,
terrified.
you know. Yeah, people aren't like, oh, well, hopefully when he goes, you know, his caring, sweet. No. Hold on to what you got. Hold on to Kim.
Sounds
Yeah.
terrible, man. It's like this
Tell the
dictator is
dealer,
much
hold,
nicer than the
hold,
other one.
hold.
Trust me.
Yeah.
We're in
You
a dodgy
think
spot
this
when we
one-
start thinking like that.
Wait till you see the sequel. It's only getting worse.
yeah, it's
Terrible.
crazy over there.
Good. Yeah.
It is. Did you guys watch Squid Game? Did you guys see that?
I did.
I didn't. How was
Didn't
it?
see it. Good.
Didn't even see the
Good.
Mr.
Did you
Beast
guys
thing.
watch it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
What
liked it. I was really into it. Actually made me want to go to kind of Korea, just cause it just like it got me into the idea of I might go to Korea one day, because I'm sure like our money would go a lot further over there. You know what I mean? Because they've money
Dude.
problems. You know what I mean?
Now, are you saying like South Korea or
South
North?
Korea, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know nothing about the North. Like I don't even think I'd chance that. Like, you know what I mean?
Did you guys hear? I saw a little clip that there was a guy who smuggled a bunch of like zip drives, or not zip, like thumb drives,
Yeah,
and he's facing life. He might be executed
that's
Because he-
crazy.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
for
that's
bringing Squid
terrifying.
Games.
Yeah.
They
Just for
have,
bringing
like-
a movie.
Yeah, it doesn't
The
even make
people who
sense,
watched
like,
it.
Like, how can your whole country be that like you can't like just Google that stuff? Like their internet and everything is ruled. Like, do you know what I
Right.
mean?
Of course.
Do
Yeah.
they have internet?
I'm not sure.
But people go there and take videos of the place, so I have to imagine they have some kind of connection. Maybe I don't know what their data's like, or they have signal out
Yeah.
there. To be honest,
I
I'm so
think that-
culturally uninvolved in it. To be honest with you,
You never think about
terrible.
it.
You don't. It's shit because you should kind of. You know.
Well, should
I
you?
mean,
If you
it's
want to have a
not gonna-
positive day,
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say it's not going to put you in a better mood unless
Yeah.
you're really in the dumps. You're like, well, at least I'm not in North Korea. I guess I can go to work today. You know.
Yeah.
no matter how shitty it gets, it's as long
Guess
as
it
it's not
was
in
just
North
a
Korea.
fender bender.
Yeah, you wouldn't actually like. Do they get to go on holidays and stuff, or I don't
Not to
understand how
leave.
it works.
They don't get to leave.
No,
That's
that's
There's
crazy.
like landmines
I
and
don't
shit
even
blocking your way
understand.
out.
Like,
They
That's a
actually
scary
have
way.
they have a fake city at
Yeah.
their southern border where they meet up with with South Korea. You saw that,
Yeah.
Thomas, huh? To
Yeah.
make the people in South Korea think that shit is popping up there in North Korea.
oh really?
They're
That is
just
crazy.
empty buildings, and everybody knows. Like it's like the jig is up. You know what I mean? Like they noticed like there aren't people going in and out. You know, like
Yeah.
the lights don't. There's no life. It's just a few buildings. You're like, yeah, cool trick. You guys are.
I don't get it. I mean, I'm intrigued. I'd love to watch. I might actually watch a few documentaries now because I want to
Yeah.
know more now about it.
It's wild. It's
I
wild.
might
What was
avoid
the
it, to be
one?
honest.
The movie about the. What was the one? Remember
the interview. Yeah,
the interview?
I love that.
Did you see that movie?
I love
What was
man.
it?
Yes.
It was what's your man's name in the interview? The actor guy. I can't think of what his name is. He was in
which one?
Spider-Man.
Tobey Maguire.
No, his
No.
best friend. Remember Toby's best friend?
The interview
He
cast.
who does he play?
Oh, James Franco.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that guy.
Okay. And what? Oh, I do remember. I think I saw clips of that or something.
Yeah.
They were pretending to interview. It was like a fictitious world where he went to North Korea to be interviewed or something, right?
To interview King Jong-un or whatever it was at the time.
Yeah.
And like that nearly started a war. Like they were pissed over that movie.
Dude, you know, I just heard the other day, I didn't realize what this was about until I heard a full breakdown. Similarly, John Cena, did you hear when he announced that whatever it was, Fast and Furious 9 or something, was going to release in Taiwan on opening day? They would be the first country to see it. And China doesn't want anyone to consider Taiwan to be its own country. And so they were furious because China is such a large... They're like 2/3 of the box office sales for new movies, including. So he had to apologize to China in Chinese.
What?
Dude, in Chinese, he had to learn Chinese. They didn't dub it over. That motherfucker, he had to actually learn a Chinese script. They're not playing games over there.
I think we're getting a feedback loop there. Yeah. But what was it? Who was it now? He was taught Chinese when he was in WWE.
Oh right, was he?
Really?
Whose mic is that? Thomas. He's got caught.
Okay, I think he got it. Oh yeah, he muted both, so it went away.
It's back now, I think.
Sound phantom.
I love that you actually turned around. You're facing into a camera that shows you what's behind you. And you still...
Yeah. Guy says in £5, you gotta turn around. What would you do for £5?
Well, it said look behind you. It didn't necessarily say turn around. It said I am looking behind you. You know what I mean? Like technically, not to be that guy.
But fair bit of money.
£5. He's throwing a few bob. The clubs are shutting down. He's out there still spending money, but for the right cause. Fair play to you. What's going on here? How you getting on OnlyFans?
Fucking father.
He's a great bunch. Well,
what's that?
Have you watched Father Ted?
Father Ted?
Yeah.
No. Do I? What is Father Ted?
Father Ted. I'd love to see your reaction to watch that.
It is probably you should do. I'm giving you video ideas right now, man, because Father Ted is by far Ireland's funniest comedy out there. There's around 12 episodes, and it's about 3 priests who are deserted islands and just have to live with each other, and it's fucking great, man.
I'm in.
Well,
I just wrote it down.
Thing. Have you seen Hardy Books?
Oh,
that's actually Ireland's best show. Totally. Also, your mic is doing that thing.
My one phone just stopped working completely. Couldn't hear you guys or talk, so this is like the option I have.
Well, it's probably because we said bad things about China.
Oh yeah, they're hacking us.
Definitely.
Did we say
they were cool when it was about North Korea?
Yeah.
But once we went China, they're like, easy boys, easy.
Yeah.
We're sorry. Is that right? Is that fucked up?
There was something like that back in the day with WWE, and The Rock did that, like exactly what you're talking about, and like it was fine. Sorry, I read something.
The Rock something like that, was he?
It was fine, but then like WWE comes along and there's John Cena. Does it again. Has to do it actually in Chinese, so they couldn't like stick around anymore.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, their box. I think literally they did like 300 million in box office for whatever that was, Fast and Furious 9, and I think like 211 of it, or some crazy majority, was Chinese. And this is why the NBA was folding to the Chinese. Remember, like LeBron had to kiss a little Chinese ass. They all had to. Like it's messed up because they're sort of a backward people, if you know what I mean. But I will only cans.
Yeah, I think he means Thomas. Thomas, you're a massive fan of it.
Yeah, I love Father Ted, man. We had Joe Rooney on. That lad's fucking great. I'd love to actually speak to Ardon, dude. That lad's a legend.
I've seen Joe Rooney at a comedy show. Well, it sounds pretty rough. I got to meet Joe Rooney in person, but I avoided talking to him at all cost. We had him on the show like ages ago, but I was at a comedy show where we met Kigo and Sinead Walsh, and he was the main act, and he was. I was the drunkest I've ever been.
Nice.
My girlfriend like kind of made it a thing on purpose, tried to get me drunk, and they gave us a €50 thing for the bar because I was the best dressed lad, and
no shit.
Nice.
yeah, I was dressed as Mad Hatter, and by God was I mad. I was so bad. I was thinking about talking to Joe, but I was like, this is not like a good impression first time talking to him.
Yeah.
This could go terribly.
Trump
So
impression
this guy's a TV star.
Yeah.
Would say,
You were
yeah,
fine.
he was in a couple of Irish comedy dramas, but not comedy dramas. He was in a couple of Irish comedies, man. But they're Irish comedies, nothing fucking huge, to be honest. But Father Ted would probably be the biggest Irish show ever, but it's like still, it's created by an English fucking company.
Stop it.
You know,
Yeah.
Stop
it's the same with all our TV shows, man. There's only like one. Hardy Books is created by an Irish company, RTE, but the rest of them, all good Irish TV shows, are made by BBC or Channel 4. Like there's nothing, to be honest.
Yeah,
It's shite.
Probably also
Mrs. Brown's Boys.
Yeah, BBC. You got Young Offenders at BBC. Derry Girls are Channel 4. You know, like
It's just Ireland doesn't have a budget, really. You know what I mean? We're funny, but we don't have a budget.
I mean,
Yeah,
hey,
no,
that's where things are going, though. Like, people are shooting stuff on short money left and right. The most popular videos online now. They're like, shoot. But I guess for TV, I want to see a little something.
We were saying this sometime on the show before, Thomas, that Mr. Beast is probably beating actual like movie companies tenfold. Like he
Mr.
gets more
Beast?
views, and he's a massive YouTuber. It's like Squid Game in real life and shit like that.
Yeah, that was
like there's a
cool. I
point.
watched that.
That was good, yeah.
He's mental. There's a point he was getting like millions per day, like millions of like subscribers per day. Oh, dude, he gets like tens of millions per day. He's fucking crazy. What's this now?
I think he's one of my favorite YouTubers.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I love him. I love him, man. Seriously. Paul, you should check him out. His whole shtick is, man, Paul, is basically he just gives money away to people, and he's become a millionaire by doing it. Like,
You not heard of Mr. Beast, Paul? No.
No.
Paul's like 40, man. He hasn't heard of anything,
God
past
damn
fucking
cover.
MySpace.
You blew my cover. MySpace, you bastard! You talking about shit you heard from your parents because you were
20 something.
Dude. Oh my God. No, well,
Yeah, I thought the whole time we were talking that you were
goes,
20 something.
We'll go with it. We'll go with it. That's why I have like a fuzzy screen on my laptop. Just to give or take 10.
Recording on your Nokia, man, is it?
Dude, oh my God, Nokia. Not just the reference, but like the pronunciation. That was great. That was great. It sounded like an Italian pasta dish and a phone put together. Nokia. Wait. So the guy goes around giving money out. That's what he does. Mr.
Yeah,
Beast?
man.
Yeah, it's fun. Like he gives people
that's one of the things
cars,
he does.
houses. Like he's just crazy. Like he'll do anything. It's just he's the biggest guy on YouTube giving like stuff away, and that gets like the most views. Like, do you know that kind of thing? All of his videos get over 10 million views every time, and like sometimes 30 million.
I mean, if he's giving away all that money, I mean, maybe he's buying a couple of subscribers.
Like he did a challenge where last to keep their hand on $1 million wins $1 million, and like that kind of money he gives away. You know what I mean?
What if you just cut your hand off and leave it there? Do you win?
He makes rules. He does all these stuff.
Is it worse?
Just put a nail right through it, like some Mr.
saw.
G's.
That's just saw.
Yeah. Dude, there was a guy in Italy. I just saw a headline. There was a guy in Italy who he didn't want a vaccination, but he wanted the card. So he prosthetic arm. Did you guys hear this? He came in with like a rubber arm. He kept his arm, and he had 2 arms, so he kept it inside his shirt.
No way.
Yeah, hell yeah. It didn't fly. It didn't work out for him, but hell of an effort. Hell of an effort.
The length she'll go.
Yeah.
The length she'll go.
Dude.
Yeah. That's especially because like they got blasted by COVID. Like remember, like they were the headlines for ages.
Right.
Like the focus is normally on China, US, how they're doing. There's a load of media coming out of the US, blah blah blah. But then like Italy's just this like it's pretty fucking small country.
Smoked.
And then they just got blasted.
I think because their average age is higher than most. I think, they're like an older culture just by average. It's kind of bizarre.
Yeah.
I guess they'd rather drive their cars than have kids. They're like, hey, we got Ferraris. The hell do we need kids for? Let's go rip some of this.
Yeah, there's some fancy stuff over there.
Yeah.
Like,
why
just
not?
back from Europe, actually. I was only over in Paris. Paris was cool crack. And Spain. But there was like, when I was traveling, I didn't really notice COVID too much. Like, just everyone's wearing masks now. That's about it. Like, I think everyone's getting fed up with it. So it's not as scary anymore for everybody,
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Are you back in Ireland, Paul?
Yeah, I'm back in Ireland now, but I'm flying to America on Monday.
Ooh.
No shit.
Where are you off to?
What's going on for comedy?
Well, just kind of just traveling around, get some footage for YouTube. You know what I mean? Nice.
That's pretty cool.
I will be over in LA, so I might fucking come out and say hello.
Hit me up,
Yeah.
dude. Well, as you guys say, grab a pint.
Yeah, get a pint. Get some pints.
That would be awesome, man. That actually would be really fun. It would be cool if we could drag out the Awfully crew, but one day.
We'll get there eventually. I think Thomas, you're looking at doing Erasmus, going off to college in a different country.
Yeah, I think they're offering in California. Definitely, their most popular one though is either Brooklyn or Boston. I'm not sure. But
both are good.
Fuck it, man. If I can get out to LA, man, hell yeah.
Oh,
to be honest, man,
sure.
if I can get out to Vegas, that's the place to be.
I would maybe meet you over
You just want to blow all your money and fucking starve, be homeless.
Oh my god.
Yeah, man, it's Vegas. As long as I have a ticket back to Ireland, I'll be fine.
I mean, 3 a.m. You're like, I think I got it on this next hand. All I've left is the ticket. Yeah. But I think.
How much are you down?
Turn it into 20 grand, I think. Next thing you know.
Next thing you know, I'm outside your house, Paul, fucking begging you to let me back in.
Dude, hey, and we'll go right back.
You got any dry cereal and napkins?
Yep.
I need to eat and make a bed tonight.
Damn, stuffing them in your shirt.
Yeah. Just trying to stay warm.
So wait, Paul, so you're coming out to get footage for YouTube. You're is that your full-time gig?
Well, it kind of is now. It's more of a hobby, but slowly trying to turn it into a job. Because I don't have a job anymore, so now I've got so much free time. Let's do this real time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'll be going to New York, Florida, Boston, LA, and Vegas. So I'm gonna. There's lots of 3 months I'm going for. So I'll see how I go a bit in 3 months.
That's awesome, man. That is really cool. Is there a theme to what you post? I've got to start following your stuff. I'm
just travel vlogs mostly now, and trying things, like trying new foods and stuff. That kind of thing.
That's a pretty good life you got there. That's solid. I would recommend that to any.
Because COVID was zero crack. I barely even had my channel running at that stage.
Dude,
that's when we went fucking. Home.
Definitely hit me up though.
Definitely, I'll get your deets
for sure. Sorry, Charles, I gotta go see Jesus for a little bit. Gotta go break bread with Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus can't go to a town without a disciple, Paul. right? Wasn't Paul a disciple? Something like that.
Yeah.
Somewhere in that realm.
I'm like not too much religious myself now, so it's weird like that. I am Irish Jesus, but I'm an atheist. So
there you go.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Believe in yourself, man.
That got said. That was on. That's been on deck since last week. That had to be said at some point.
Yeah.
We might even have to make that a theme.
Now.
No. We might have to each say it at least some point and do it well. We have to slide that in well.
Yeah.
To Irish Jesus. Just be yourself, man.
Yeah.
I still try to figure out. Go on.
I was curious. So what inspired the Irish Jesus persona?
Let's say I just kind of was nicknamed Jesus because I just grew my hair and beard. So naturally, like my hair is quite long, you know what I mean? So
pretty Jesus-y.
Just kind of became a nickname, but was never about actually being like a character. And
you
then
went like water one day and they're like, hey, you know who else can do
that? But then I bought myself. Well, I met up with another comedy guy on Facebook, and he said to me, "Oh, hey, you look kind of like Jesus. I need a Jesus for a sketch that I'm doing, and would you be able to come and do it?" And I was like, "Okay, cool. I'm interested in videos, but I never quite made any sketches or funny stuff. So I made my own costume, went and did a video with him, set up my page because I knew if I was doing a video with him, he's quite big, that I might get a few followers. And then from then on, I was just like the Irish Jesus, like because we did a funny skit and it went well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It stuck.
It was cool.
Dude, in comedy, I've heard really some pretty wild stories with themes. You know, like the first one, Larry the Cable Guy. You probably heard of him. You know, the big fat guy with the fucking like overalls. Get her done.
All right.
Yeah, I mean he's older now, but that guy, he started out in Miami, I think it was, and it was in Florida, just trying out comedy. And he was just a regular white guy, random normal dude. And then in one of his sets, he tried out a voice that like get her done, you know, like it was an impersonation, an impression rather. And people, no, do more of that. And then he stuck with it. And then it became his entire comedy persona. And it grew. He was, I heard he had done 250 grand in a night.
What?
250 in a night that guy was selling out. People were into, so there's something to be said, developing and holding on to a persona. I mean, sounds like you've got something that's going for you. You might, I mean, because the thing is, think about it, like how many comedians are like Joe Smith, you know what I mean? Or like, maybe where you guys are, I don't know, Finn O'Gallagher or something, but you just kind of blend. But in Irish Jesus, you're not like, oh, and tonight's Irish Jesus act of the night.
You remember it because like names are easy to forget. I'm the worst person in the world to remember names, but you can't forget Irish Jesus because it just sticks in your head. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And then it's easy to follow. It's easy to look up.
Yeah.
It's you might have really done yourself a solid there.
So like spell someone's name and look them up online. I've never been able, like if I hear a name, it doesn't mean I'm able to search it, like as you say, because I can't spell it. But Irish Jesus, just nice and handy, and it seems to be going well, you know.
When I was in Boston, there was an Asian comic. I mean, I'm fairly certain he was Chinese, but if I'm wrong, then I'm like the worst person, you know. But so we'll just say he was Asian, and he was really funny. And unfortunately, he went by his name, which was like so many syllables and letters. And it was like, you couldn't say it again, let alone look him up. Yeah. I was trying to tell him, dude, you know what? Like, you're awesome. You might want to consider some kind of a nickname, not because you don't want to hold on to your roots, but it's unmarketable. Yeah. You know what I mean? You could never Google it.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
I
I don't
never
remember his
thought about
name.
it, but it's
Do
good,
you
yeah.
think the Irish Jesus name would be received well in the States? Because I
Yeah.
think they take it a bit more serious than we do.
No. You know what? We think you take it more serious than we do. So if you
Really?
tell us that it's so absolute, are you kidding me? Ever since Boondock Saints, we assume you guys all have the Celtic cross, on every
Oh,
forearm,
right.
and oh yeah,
Paul, we do, and we saw fucking this.
Wait a minute, shit, you.
Yeah.
No, we figure it's like if a black guy says the N word, you're like, well, it's all right because he's supposed
Yeah.
to decide how it's going to go. So if you're literally the place where Irish and Catholic, you almost don't say Catholic without it, So you come out, then we're like, yeah, I guess it's all right. He said it's okay to laugh, so we're gonna.
It never,
There you go.
like, it's not always well received because when I used to do it, I wore the costume. I had the crown of thorns as part of the costume, and that got a lot of people pissed. So like,
Didn't it?
You wore the fucking hell, man.
yeah, well, I was
Way to
like,
commit.
selling
ridiculous.
the character, but I thought it made me look more like Jesus. But I realized after a lot of people didn't like it that I didn't need it. But I still wear the robe sometimes just for the skits and stuff. But yeah, went a bit too far with that.
Yeah, because the thing with something like that, I think if you wore it, for like a skit or for like a section, then it can fly. But the thing is like comedy, it like takes energy as an audience member. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it like you can only laugh so hard. I remember learning as a kid, sometimes you'd watch a special and you'd think the beginning of it was really funny, but the end was that great. And it's not necessarily the case. It's just that you might have laughed so hard you exhausted yourself. So you were tired by the end. And so the idea that if you're overstimulating the audience with your jokes, your energy, and an outfit, it's like nitrous in a car. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you can't race hitting nitrous. You could bust it out for 5 minutes at the right time. Just that would be my guess. That would be,
Yeah.
That's why I avoid doing cardio on days we go to a show.
Jesus.
Yeah.
What's that?
Going
What
to
was
America the first time, I thought it'd be more scary because, as I said, I thought you guys take religion really serious because in some states it's quite religious.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
in some, yeah. Regionally, it's more like a cult.
And it's like obviously you get like bad comments like in your videos, like death threats type of thing.
Nice.
Muslims don't like it at all, like like that kind of thing.
That's a weird one.
Wait, the Muslims don't like your Jesus interpretation,
they
or
don't
did you have
believe
Muslim
in
jokes?
Jesus.
Yeah, but it's like the idea
Heresy?
or the idea of having the image of God, like you're not supposed to have the image of God. That type
Even
of
if
thing.
it's not their God, like you're talking, you stayed Jesus. You didn't make a Muslim joke.
Yeah, no, that's
upset
it,
with
yeah.
you. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, the things you learn. I don't make any Muslim jokes. None. I just, what? I honestly, I'm not convinced that they can handle it.
Yeah.
I hate to say it. I'll make Jewish jokes, Christian jokes because they're light and enjoyable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I can relate to those people, but I don't even bother. I don't want the problem. But it's wild to think you could piss them off without even addressing them. Jesus.
Yeah.
I probably just did it right there.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
So yeah, you gotta watch it in some cases, but it's not too like when I can hide from the costume. I don't, you know what I mean? That's why I used to have it as a costume. That's when I'm Jesus, but at least I could take it off and then, you know what I mean?
Well, since the hair and beard stay with, like you're always a little bit in costume. And so it's always like, you're staying in theme without, blowing them away.
Yeah. But I don't think I would bring if I ever went traveling, I would think the costume would have to be left at home. You know what I mean? Just
if you don't know where you are. Yeah, if you don't know where you are and you're not traveling deep, you never know, man. I hate to say it sucks to have, but do you incorporate religious jokes?
No, I never really. It was just because I played that Jesus character in his sketch. So I started doing sketches in the beginning where like, what would Jesus do in a certain scenario? And I would do the what would Jesus do jokes, and stuff like that. So like, if I couldn't start my car, I'd pray it to start and all that kind of cracker. I'd turn water, do all the water and winey type of things. But I just didn't. I'm not much of a religious person, so I couldn't really continue with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then I just wanted to do my own funny skits as myself. It was hard to keep up. And then I would just walk around towns and cities dressed as Jesus and do
I like
dance.
to put a in front of that. I would just through towns dressed as Jesus. I don't know if that's a proper just. I think there's quite a bit to you walking around dressed as Jesus.
Yeah.
Crown of thorns?
No, I got rid of the crown of thorns. But that's why, because like people were coming up and like asking me, to my face. So it's hard to take criticism to your face, or upset people to their faces. So but it's mostly well received, like 90% of the time. You know what I mean? So like, it was just me dancing. That's what one of my videos I did went viral, and that's why I kept doing it.
Really?
Dancing Jesus in Dublin. There was guys busking in Temple Bar, and when I was with my friend, he begged me to go. Like, there was a big, huge crowd of people around him, and he begged me to just like go in the middle of the crowd, start dancing, and just see what the reaction is, and have a laugh. Like, and that was the first video that it got millions of views, and it's like a meme now. Yeah, like,
Holy
but now
shit.
it's like there's a clip. The clip of me dancing is used in memes all over the fucking internet. So like,
that's badass, dude.
But I have no control over it anymore, though. That's the thing. I'd love my name to be attached to every video, but it's just this kind of random Jesus clip now. You know what I mean?
What medium was it? Instagram or TikTok or
you
YouTube?
see the original one on YouTube. It's just
millions of hits on YouTube.
No, it actually went viral on Facebook, and then I uploaded it to YouTube, and it got like 500,000 on YouTube. So it did well on YouTube again, kind of,
But millions on Facebook.
Yeah.
That's not
and then
easy,
it gets
man.
shared around every year, like kind of come Easter time.
Perennially.
Like Jesus raised
around
from the dead.
Easter.
Yeah.
It literally, your video rises from the dead, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah. That became a team then, where I was like, because of that dancing video, I just was like going to all these nightclubs and pubs and like doing like appearances and stuff as Jesus. Like, so it went good for a while.
Were you getting some money?
Yeah, getting a bit of money, like, so it was like get 150 euros to go to a club for an hour and like take pictures and dance around, that kind of thing.
Yeah, for an hour. Dude. Did they just do a check, or did you have a little basket and they'd have?
They would pay. Just give me some cash before I go in. But like, this was before I drank. I only started drinking recently, but back then, like, people would just love to buy Jesus a drink. So if I wear it, it's like everyone thinks it's hilarious to buy. I bought Jesus a drink. So you get free drinks all night anywhere you go wearing it. You know what I mean?
How many times did someone say turn it to water?
The water to wine 1,000,000 times. I've heard it.
Yeah, because
they always say it.
But you've got an out, because you can just be like, listen, I've never turned wine into water. I've turned water into wine.
Yeah,
but I've never been known. Don't even start the rumor, because I'm not even claiming it. That's wild, man.
Yeah, it was good for a while. I haven't really been doing it anymore. I kind of just be myself now on YouTube, but I kept the nickname. You know what I mean?
Sure. Why not, dude? I used to throw out some real like basic Jesus jokes, and I did them in this very plaid wearing town one night, and they were not enjoying them. It was it was like in Massachusetts, and it was outside of the city, and it was quiet for a minute. Like, they came a little at the they were benign, but like you just got to know which crowd, or you got to warm them up with something else and do your religious stuff later. It can't be opener. I didn't know that. I was just getting started with comedy. I didn't know. Yeah. Don't do the
I don't know. I think
jokes.
like if you ever go to a comedy show and like you get offended, like you don't go to comedy because it's an edgy thing. It's an edgy thing. You know what I mean?
Oh, come on. So I like to say we're the last job that has no HR.
Yeah.
We say the things you can't say at work, but wish you could.
That's what I mean. That's why I think no one should care.
No, and I think we cater too much to the squeaky wheel of those who do. I don't give a shit. I just kind of roll forward. I've been doing some stuff that I've been working on this room at a club locally that they kind of like it's a funny choice. Like they would call themselves like an alt room, kind of hipster. But and I think it's funny that they call that alt because considering alt is their favorite insult. Oh, that guy's alt, alt white, or alt whatever, like alt right. It's like the biggest insult, but they call themselves. But feel it, man. You can feel jokes that have worked in other rooms, and you walk in there with that. And if you don't have if you're not all fucked up, like severely like nerd where they just feel free, then they're not really trying to hear it. Like they give you nothing. It's awkward. It's like, you guys are a little uptight.
Yeah. What do you do?
Isn't there a bar here?
Yeah.
Have a drink.
Yeah. I think in college.
Well, go ahead.
Go on. After you, Jesus.
I was just going to say, like, have you ever like bombed like a set, but like it was good jokes, it was just the wrong crowd. You know what I mean? Just yeah, dude. Last weekend, I kicked some ass on Saturday night, and I did the same jokes the next night at that alt room, and it didn't go. And I'll say a little bit of it is still me, because like you kind of know when these people, you're kind of behind the 8 ball, like there's pressure on the comedy, and it sucks. It's like, because I'm a 6-foot white guy with gel in my hair, you automatically want to like what I have to say. Like I have to fucking, put lightning in a bottle for you to come around, like, because otherwise I'm the guy who gave you wedgies in high school. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not. Maybe a little bit, but like, and it's really annoying because you just, and so like knowing that sometimes you'll get in your own head and you'll be like, these aren't really here to have fun. They're not really here to enjoy what I have to say. And that's the weird thing with comedy. Like comedy's very easy to ruin. Yeah. Like think about what goes into a joke as far as like timing and emphasis and delivery. Like on paper, a joke doesn't have to be very funny. In fact, if you're really good with delivery, you can drive home a joke that's not even that good, just on your vibe. But if your vibe is like, it's an uphill battle from the start and we're supposed to be having fun, then you're not going to deliver it like you're having fun, because you're not. And then next thing you know, like your joke sucks. Like, fuck this place,
I've seen this happen in person.
Yeah, right?
We're at a comedy show, Stephen Thomas and the girlfriends, and there was a guy, Michael Salmon. Michael Salmon.
Fuck off.
He's from the Three Books Left group,
names.
and he bombed like just awfully. Like I was told beforehand, he was drinking, and basically
that'll impact.
He made a joke about what was it? There's like loads of deals in Aldi and Lidl, so he went in and bought new like lawn clippers. Doesn't have a lawn. He bought a new pair of like kid shoes. Doesn't have a kid. It's like he just says basically that. That's maybe even doing better. And it just nothing. Everyone's like, oh, what's next? So what he does is he turns to his pint beside him. It's a pint of Guinness. Downs the whole fucking thing. Everyone's roaring. Yeah, go on, Michael Salmon.
Do that.
He did it.
Did he turn it
in a row?
around?
3 pints in a row.
Whoa,
No.
Oh,
three in a
shit.
row.
No,
Wow.
people
Paul,
in
he
the
got the
audience started
loudest
buying
applause.
Guinness.
Everybody was fucking applauding him to Kingdom Come, man. The guy was
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
aced.
They loved him.
Seriously.
He
Everyone
earned
was
his
buying
fame.
pints. Yeah,
Oh, great. Just
Yeah.
beads.
unstoppable.
3 deep. Let's get 5 more. That'd be great. Shit his pants before he fucking club.
Dude. Apparently, I had him on the radio the next day, and he couldn't come in. He couldn't come in.
Oh.
What was it? I don't know the lads, and I convinced them to come in on the way back home, because they're from the other side of Ireland, and yeah, 2 of them came in, Stephen and Peter. We had a good chat, but I was like, lads, where's Michael Salmon? And I see him get out of the car, and another lad has to like basically carry him out of it and brought him to get breakfast.
No.
Like,
oh, that's the worst.
The guy was gone.
Yeah.
The guy was gone. That's what you get, man. You're
Nothing to do.
you're later in your years and you
40s?
go crazy on the pints. Yeah.
In his 40s,
Yeah.
you were about to say how old he was. He had to get his walker with the little beer holder, and because he's in his 40s.
Huh?
Jesus. Yeah, I'm just glad he's still with us. 3 beers and he survived. Jesus.
Well, no, he'd been drinking the whole night. Give it up.
Atlas.
I'm told you're
No.
lightweight as well.
Me, we're at my bar.
That looks cool. I was gonna say it looks cool behind you.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it's kind of my go-to for potting,
Yeah.
cat, whatever. Yeah, it was kind of
is
a
that what we
selling
call
point
it
of this
now?
apartment. I don't know. I'm
Nice.
sure whatever I say is the old thing. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I mean, that's the funny thing with alcohol and comedy. Sometimes it makes it more fun. Sometimes you feel better if you're totally sober because you can just stay in the moment. But sometimes when you're at a party and you've had a few drinks, you can light the whole place up. You're kind of feeling it. But it's kind of off the cuff. If you're trying to like your beats and you know what material, then sometimes that little cloudiness, it actually works against you. You can like miss a beat.
Yeah.
Yep. I got a little show tonight. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, when I went to a show in New York once, I'm not sure what it was. It was like it's like one of those famous places, but they don't tell you the headline act. They that kind of thing, and then he'll just arrive, and it's usually like a really famous person, but they'll be trying their new jokes if you get that kind of thing.
Right. They can't ask. You're not going to pay Seinfeld money because it could be Seinfeld practicing.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
What'd you see?
they have limits on alcohol you can get. It's like three beers only or something. You know what I mean? Keep the crowd. Yeah. So I just wondered, is that at a lot of comedy places? Do they limit how much?
Never heard of it
people can
once.
drink?
Never.
No.
Not on the ones in Ireland.
No.
Jesus, man.
No.
Me and Jared were at that one in Newbridge, man. There was one guy who was around eight pints deep and wouldn't shut the fuck up about murdering his sister, which sounds really fucking weird, out of context. But the whole time, every joke was like he kept piping up, was like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill my sister," and then the comedians were like, "What the fuck is wrong with you? Shut the fuck up, man."
Yeah. We even talked about that on the radio the next day. It's like, what was that guy talking about? I really I'm hoping that sister's still alive. And lads said, maybe he's a bit guilty. Maybe he's done it.
That's crazy.
That man could have confessed genuinely, and everyone would be like, "Haha, funny one, man. Keep drinking."
Yeah. And where's his sister, by the way? Anyone got a 20 sister? Where is she?
Are hecklers hard to deal with, or do you like a heckler now and again because you've got some good comebacks? Like,
I with hecklers enough to like really be bothered. I mean, I would rather not. Because like I'm there to deliver like pre-written thoughts.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I haven't dealt with it, but I'm sure every once in a while. I mean, like you'll see heckler clips. Oh man. Oh, I mean, I'm pretty quick though. I think I could shut him down pretty quickly. But it's one of those things where, like, you got to be careful because responding is feeding. So you don't want it to grow. And what if it could go south? Like what about you? Have you had positive, negative, both?
Yeah, positive, negative. Like that's as I said, that person that's why I got rid of the crown of thorns. So like, you know, that kind of thing. But
Yeah.
What was it used against you, like a weapon?
oh god, no. But like they kind of explained to me that that's when Jesus was at his worst. Like obviously I knew that, but that's why it was like, so they were like not so overly annoyed that I was Jesus, just the fact that I have betrayed him in his worst state, like kind of thing. So I was like, okay, I
Sure.
don't really need that anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Dude,
makes sense.
the first time I got in front of a really big crowd, I had gone to the biggest club in Boston to hang out because I saw the headliner was a guy who I knew, and he was passing through town. So I went there. I ran into him, saw him before the show, said hey, and he was doing the 8 and the 10, right? I think we got a little feedback there. Yeah. But so anyway, he does the 8 o'clock show, and I'm watching back. The place is packed, 100, maybe 325, sold out.
Wow.
Yeah. He starts talking about death. And it's funny enough, but it was in New England winter. It's cold. It's dark early. There are no leaves on the trees. Like people already feeling kind of dark on the inside. And he hadn't been through Boston winter. He had never done a show like that. So he didn't know that we need to come up from that. That's going to like double on our down. And so this woman said, talk about something more positive. It's like the most innocent heckle. And and then they get into it for a minute. And he goes back and forth eating it, and I'm like, God, why is he doing that? This guy's a pro.
Yeah.
He's a national headliner. Feeds, then it gets more heated. And the woman, she gets up to leave.
Whoa.
Here's the problem. She was with 60 people.
What?
60 people got out all at once. He shit his pants. He couldn't fucking believe. He's like, you don't have to be. She's like, fine, I'll leave. And 60 people just all at once, everyone just stopped. And the guy, oh no!
Like that has to be on YouTube somehow, or a clip of that.
There's a massive gaping hole in the audience. He does not know how to recover for a while. He gets it back, but like it was a fucking minute of that was weird, And she's local, so they're not like excited about this guy because they're kind of like, you know what, you were talking about death a little too much, and now you pissed off one of ours. So even the ones who stayed, like, now what, hot shot.
Yeah.
And so as a result of that, in between shows, I see him at the bar. I was like, dude, can I buy you a drink? That was crazy, man. That must be horrible. Yeah. He goes, I drink for free. He's like, but you know what? He's like, what are you doing hanging out here? Come on back to the green room. Come fucking hang. So I'm back there with a couple other comics, and there are only 4 in the room. The other 2 openers, the opener and the feature, and then this headliner. And the showrunner pops his head in. And he's like, all right, 4, going to be up. And I was like, oh no, I'm just here to hang out. That's cool.
Yeah.
And then the guy, as the showrunner leaves, my headliner buddy goes, no, you know what? I am so fucking over this shit. He goes, I am not having a good night. He goes, you're doing 8, and I'm going to go tell him right now. And I was like, no.
Whoa.
Dude, I had gotten in front of my first audience within the previous 30 days. I had never done anything other than open and I had done like 3 small shows. I had opened at a small club 3 times in the previous month. I was in Florida for 2 weeks before that night, and I'm whiskey. I'm a little bit drunk, and I'm like, wait, what? Holy shit. And there are 300 people out for the second show. And I was like, oh my God.
That's crazy.
I was excited. It went well. The only reason I got that time, long story short, is like you asked him about hecklers.
Yeah.
A heckler earned me 8 minutes.
That's crazy.
Yeah, dude.
Not bad.
It was nuts. Yeah. I mean, he had a fine second set. The people didn't know. The people from the second show didn't know about the first, but it definitely rattled his cage. Even as a comic, you're like, fuck, like, as I say, we don't have HR. But, you walk 60 and they complain or they want a refund or something, that can come back to your manager and, it can be a problem, your agent. But what are you going to do?
That's crazy.
Yeah. Try not to walk 60 if you can.
I can't imagine.
Thomas, you're on mute
60
there if you're
angry
talking.
people at me because I'm Jesus. That would scare the crap out of me.
I know. I was saying, how the fuck, like, I was on mute. I'm sorry about that, but I was saying, I don't even know 60 fucking people in real life, man. How do you go out with 60 people? Like, that's crazy.
He's only left his room
You know what
once,
it was?
and that was to go to the store.
Dude, it was they were all part of like the SA or something. I don't know if you have it over there. It's like the animal. It's like an animal protection, like the people who take in stray dogs. If you want to adopt a dog,
yeah.
you know, you go down to what we call the SPCA, the Animal Protection. So dude, these were like animal people. They all worked it was a work outing. That's why when you
Imagine if you
one
made
off,
jokes about animals.
Oh, Jesus
he did
Christ.
to her. He did, because once they started arguing, then he was like, "So what do you do?" And she's like, "I work cats or something." He's like anyone gives a shit about that, you know?
Oh.
She was actually.
He was really trying to.
Well, apparently 60 people.
Actually,
It's like,
we all care. Yeah, and see you later.
fuck.
But it took a little longer. Like, it was a little more back and forth. He had really dug an animal hole, if you will, with the animal topic, and until all of a sudden he just couldn't have known. She was 60
Sounds like he
deep
kinda
in a
earned
sea
it.
of animal people. He earned it, man.
Yeah, to be honest.
Oh,
Like, did you not see them all come in? Do you not?
No, you wouldn't
Big
really
figure.
notice. Like,
You're out back.
At least 60
You're out
people are
back.
all talking to each other. They're all close,
No,
buying each other
you'd
drinks.
Never notice. You'd never notice. No, you wouldn't know.
Poor guy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, rip hard.
It's
man.
wild stuff. Every once in a while. Oops.
Yeah, that's a rough one.
Yeah, I mean, it's comedy. You know, as Mark Norman always, that's his go-to when it gets weird. Comedy. Do you guys know about Mark Norman?
not by name, no.
He's a pretty funny New York comic. Yeah, he's a fun guy to check out.
I do like
he's
stand-up
pretty cool.
comedy though. I do follow a lot of it, like, so it's an interest of mine. You know what I mean? But I would love to like do it one day because I like the idea of it. But it's like the terrifying fear of bombing.
Wait, you don't do stand-up? I thought you were saying you do. Oh, what? Wait, I'm misunderstanding.
Just appearances and stuff. Like, that's all I did. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's why I was saying. Oh, misunderstood. Because that's why I was saying that, like, you can burn out the audience if you're in full garb for an hour. You know, if you did 50 minutes and you're in Jesus outfit, it could be a lot. Unless at that point you'd call it like a 1-minute show. Whereas if you know, okay, I misunderstood.
All right, my bad. Well,
no, dude. Hey, you know what? I could have
more like kind of like, you know, that kind of like just I did teen festivals or teen appearances, so like just dance on the stage for a few minutes, that kind of crack, and then go take pictures and that kind of, you know, that kind of thing.
That's pretty
entertaining
cool,
kind of thing, though.
Yeah, that is cool. Hey, I mean, you'd already have your stage comfort down quite a bit. Yeah, you should try it out, dude. You know what? How about this? When you come to LA, we'll go to an open mic.
Oh, I'd be terrified.
That's why. Don't you worry. Don't you worry, boy. You'll be fine. There's a place I really like where you pay $5 to practice, and every hour on the hour, 10 people get 5 minutes each, and the host 5 minutes. So there's 11 people, and with you know, crossing over, it's it's a full hour. So we could pop in hour on the hour. Sometimes I do 2 or 3 at once. And
wow,
dude, does that sound? You want to do it?
That sounds like something we could do. Yeah,
let's do it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That would be exciting.
I'm glad I put you guys in contact.
Yeah,
absolutely. Maybe we can share a clip with boys. Maybe we can do something with that.
I'd love to see us.
Yeah. Hell
I'd be terrified, but
So,
I could just talk about funny stories that I know. Like, do you know what I mean? That and hope see how that goes. You know?
Talking about funny things is a large part of comedy.
Yeah.
Just we're going to finish up
you can do
in
that
about
part.
10 minutes, lads.
Oh, right, that's cool.
Oh no!
I know the poop on the
blocked out
party.
4.5 hours. I had blocked out the evening.
Dude, I know people who do that. They do podcasts for 4 hours and then an extra for their Patreons. Like, at what point is it just mental, just rambling?
Dude, you know, I've been getting on a
Like,
bunch lately.
go see your family.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Well, you know what it is? Like, so Rogan, I think, kind of up that avenue. And like when I'm driving, I'll do 20 minutes of an episode, or I'll do 40 minutes of an episode.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit down and only listen to that pod for 3 hours. Like, I'm not going to isolate, but I'll do it simultaneously, you know? So I might get through 3 hours that week, and I might skip 4 episodes they don't call. But, you know, I think I'm into it. But I mean, if it goes dead and you're just constantly trying to fibrillate this thing and just trying, you know, like let it die, you know, like don't do it for this time. But yeah, if it rolls, I know we've gotten all kinds of weird for like 2-3 hours.
Dude, shit,
We have
shit. We said, like you're the guys with the podcast and I've streams too. You've done most shit, and holy fuck.
Always fun.
Yeah, it is
Always
stuff
fun.
there.
No,
Yeah.
it's I've been getting into a lot more pods lately to talk about the dating and confidence stuff, and you know, of course, how it mixes with comedy. Hands down, though,
We never
The
talk
homeboy.
about that.
the homeboys. Yeah, no. But I'm saying, like, you guys were my intro to pods. You guys were like my, you know,
cool.
yeah. You guys.
There you go, boys.
Oh yeah.
I
Yo,
fucking
Dean,
love the
And you
story
thought it was
of
a prank as well.
Yeah, that one. When you thought
I
when we
did.
texted you first, it
Absolutely.
was a prank.
Absolutely. Thomas, I saw your picture. You look like you were like 13. And I'm like, what is this shit? You know, someone copied some kid's picture off, made a fake account, and they're giving me shit. I want you to be a guy. Dude, I'm sitting in the car at a grocery store parking lot. Like, how do you know who I am? You know what I mean? Are you in the next car and you just see me sitting here? Like why are you fucking with me like this? What's your deal? You still get a little excited. You're like, oh my God. Wow. But I'm like, what am I going to talk about? Like cartoon, you know, because you have a young face. I thought you were a lot younger. I'm like, what? I don't even know if I can speak freely, you know? And then I find out you guys are certainly young lads. Men.
Yeah,
Yes.
long lad, out of the
crack.
sticks. Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, I gotta correct you on how you're using crack. I think a couple times I've caught you out.
Yeah, please.
You've said something that means something else.
You know what? Like, if it means specifically something else, I definitely want to know. But I also want you to know, I personally enjoy knowing that there's almost no chance to use it correctly. I want you to know that's an inside joke to me. And if I haven't shared that with you, I hope that the joke relays well, because it's kind of like when you close your eyes and throw a dart at the dartboard, you know, it's going in the wall, it's going in the door.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when I say it wrong, does it have a different meaning, or it's just a gibberish? I'm just saying it for no value.
I'll see it.
No,
I'll see if I can find it. There's one that caught me off guard. He basically just said, like, there's going to be a fuck ton of ass. And I was like, okay, I need to tell this guy.
Okay, yeah. And yet still,
Yeah.
I think I would be just as happy to leave it, you know, just because I don't, that's sort of like the like confused tourist persona that I'm just, you know, let it mean whatever it does, because it's my indication of effort and also lack of awareness. Just let it be known early.
Well, you don't really know.
The last one that got me.
Yeah, well.
Cheers, lads. Cheers, lads. Dish to crack.
There we go. Yeah. Fuck yeah. Dude, if it's all
You can
fun
use
with
it
you.
so many ways though as well. But I just generally, because I say it so much, what's the crack? Americans never understood what I was saying. I had to always correct myself. You know what I mean? Because they're like, "What?"
I remember.
Crack me.
Okay. I was in Florida. It was my first time ever being in the US. I was in Universal Studios, man, and I went up to this guy who was selling like these, you know, really cheap jewelry you get when you're away on holiday, and had like fucking Iron Man or the Hulk on them or whatever. And walk up to him like, "Oh, sir, what's the crack, sir?" Not thinking this guy, and he goes, "No crack here, only jewelry." This fucking guy, man, probably thinking I'm a fucking Fed or something, you know. Poor guy.
Yeah.
So crack here, are you, buddy? Are you?
Where's the crack dealer at, man? You know what I'm at?
Where's the crack? Where the crack at?
Yeah.
Wait, so like what is there a specific? Is it like the happening? Like would you? What's
Yeah.
the literal translation?
I don't
What's
know
the story?
myself. Like
What's
it's
the
like
story?
it's
Yeah. What's the
What's
crack?
up?
what
It
is
means what's
yeah,
up.
like
Yeah. So
if you
like
just
if I say we're
on its
gonna dish
own,
the what up,
yeah.
we're
Like
gonna dish the bullshit.
crack could be like it like, oh, I had great crack at your show, like your show was really good, or
Uh-huh.
what's the crack, as in what's going on, you know what I
What's
mean?
up?
Yeah,
What's the
it's a
happening?
filler
Yeah.
word, I
Yeah.
think, for myself.
It's what's up or fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it okay with you guys if I just keep abusing it?
Oh,
Yeah,
do
Absolutely.
it.
go
I love it.
for it, man.
I love it.
It's actually more amusing for us to see you stupid dumb Americans, not use it in the right way.
There we go. I mean,
Uh,
it's one of those things where like if it clicked with me the first time, then I probably never would have used it wrong. But because I've never been able to quite put my finger on it, I just use it as spackle. I use it to fill any missing word, just whatever. Yeah, I gotta go do the crack, so I gotta run.
Nah, that's when you should be using yolk, man. Like like an
Yolk?
egg
you
yolk.
said earlier.
Yolk
like
yolk
Spitz.
refers to fucking anything you do not know it's for. So just say if I want
Really?
to drink, man, but I can't think of the word drink. I'm gonna go get a yolk now, and it means I'm gonna go get a drink.
No. That means something else. That means something else.
That means drugs. You're right.
Yeah. No, if you said
So if I say like,
what's that yolk? That if you say what's the yolk, that means like what is that?
What's that thing?
Yeah.
So-
pretty much.
what's the crack with that yolk?
Yeah.
See, yeah, that's perfect, man. That's perfect.
That actually works. That yolk.
I mean,
that works.
that specifically translates to what's the deal with that thing? That is like the
Yeah,
actual
there we go.
definition of that sentence you just said.
You have to nail this.
There was a game that way back day, like a kid's book, Mad Libs. You guys ever play Mad Libs?
Oh
You just
yeah.
put in-
yeah.
Right? If the sentence is missing a word, so you put banana instead of car, get weird. That's as if you put crack in every. That's me. That's easy crack. I just put that in every missing word, and then it's like, oh yeah, I gotta go get an oil change on my crack. I gotta.
Have you been saying this like openly? Have you like with your friends, like when you walk around, do you say like crack?
You know what, with one friend, and I guess I should address that too. So that's why it's an inside joke. My buddy Scott, he's from Mass, and he was telling me that he had this Irish buddy before he and I met. And he said this Irish buddy would say, "What the crack?" Or like, and he said when you get this kid laughing, it's the funniest laugh. And like, no, I'm sure I'm saying the sentence wrong. He probably used it in some cool way. Because it was so foreign to my buddy, and it always made him laugh. So I would love to just like I throw it at him even before I met you guys. I would just throw in the crack, using it wrong because it was our joke that we didn't know what it meant. We just thought it was funny. And so since I already had that in my head, these are just a great opportunity to use it more. So it's actually a shout out to Scott Nelson, the real estate agent from Boston, Mass, who has no idea.
Scotty.
That I have run to town. I have taken the crack all the way back to awfully.
Yeah, awfully. That's what it is.
Awfully crackish.
See,
we beat that.
It wouldn't work. it wouldn't work where Jesus is from here. Was it Bethlehem? No. Kildare. You couldn't do anything with Kildare. Like awfully, we're fortunate. No. It sounds like an English word.
Yeah.
Or there's a place called Mayo in Ireland. Yeah.
Which blows my mind because I never understood that last name, Mayo.
Yeah.
It like I never knew. It's actually like I've met people with last name Mayo, and I was like, is that last name really mayonnaise for real? That's what's going on. And then I come to find out.
Yeah.
It's an Irish
name.
My
last name is a town in Dublin. So people always think when I'm writing my name that I'm just writing not where you're from, what's your name? I'm like, that is my name. You know what I mean? People always
Yeah,
that makes sense. Never thought about that. There's some weird Irish names like Shauna was saying there is Fermanagh, Armagh.
Armagh is a funny one.
Yeah, Armagh's a weird one. It's not Armagh, it's Armagh.
Wow. Oh, every time. I bet every time.
Here, no.
Dude, there used to be a car. My neighbor had a car when I was a kid. It was called the Yugo. You guys ever hear of that? The Yugo?
No.
That's
It was
so,
this
that's
like
such
way
like
back. Yeah, it was only around for like 4 or 5 years. It was a Yugoslavian, like nationally built car, a complete piece of shit. So the line was, I go, they go, we all go in a Yugo.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So kind of in line with that town. Yeah. Kind of about as well as that joke.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's what really
Oh, so
kickstarted
weird.
your comedy career, right, man?
Dude, yeah, borrowing other people's car lingo jokes. You can't lose. You really,
Yeah.
you just aim for the top.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen like some like
we can't end on
media
that.
shit.
Well,
No,
we
we're not
can't.
going to end on that.
No, we're not
I've seen
ending
some
on that, no.
media shit. I watched BoJack Horseman, and he did stand up on that, and his fucking thing was like, "Did you get the joke? Was it funny? Did you get the joke?" I can imagine
Yeah.
there's a couple comedians who kind of like say the joke and are like, "Ah."
Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell. You can tell
Wait.
when people didn't get it. And it's awkward.
Yeah.
Like if it's someone you know, I kind of want to be like, did you? Because
Yeah.
if you didn't like it, then it's fine. But I just want to know that you got it
Yeah.
because it's a pretty, like I
Yeah.
like it. Yeah, it's awkward.
It's a great joke.
wanna
You all suck.
It's your fault. It is your fault as an audience member. You should train better. Think about how much I practice being a comedian. You put in at least for that practicing to be audience.
Yeah.
More work.
Exactly.
I'm blaming. I'm
Two
just blaming
hours of
that it's
writing.
quite late here, so it just
Yeah.
might have fallen on deaf ears.
Yeah.
Dude. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
When are you coming to LA there, Jesus?
Probably I will be there in February.
Nice. Yeah.
So
definitely be
I'll
in touch.
definitely get in contact with you for sure. Anyway, when I'm that
Yeah.
far over.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to
absolutely.
try to get you in contact with a couple of people that we know now, and
Cool.
maybe I think you can do another show. It'd be cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe
But
we could all
anyways-
get over there, and it would be like a awfully reunion.
Yeah.
There we go.
And-
Or Union.
An
We've never met in
assemble of
person.
awfulness. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Assembly of the awfuls.
I'm still convinced Jared's not a real person. I've actually never met him.
I've never
We're
been in
being
the same
quite
room as
honest with
Thomas. Same
Nah.
college, never seen him. Same course,
Nah.
never seen him.
Just
That's not true.
different. No, it's not true at all.
I would have fallen over.
Dude, if that was the case, we're the biggest
Would've
fucking
been-
losers.
Would have been weird, man, being in the
No.
same school with him for 6 years and then another 2 years. But that boom, crazy coincidence right there, man.
Yeah.
It never. I mean, hey, it took me a minute. I was like, if these imagine, that would be kind of wild.
Yeah, that'd be pretty out there. Well, yeah, I guess we'll call it that, boys. And I'm glad we got you guys talking, and it was good crack. As Paul
Good
would
crack, boys.
Definitely. I had the crack.
Yeah.
Fair play to you. That's why you're so energetic.
Always. All up.
Yep.
Nice.
Well, there you go. All right, it's been great crack. It's been good fun.
Great to meet you.
Take
guys.
candy.
Great
Good
to
luck.
meet you.
And
Great to meet you, Jesus.
Yeah.
goodbye.
Likewise, Paul. 2 Pauls. Woo.